Hey there, quirky people! This is your host Anna coming at you with a video that explains what happened after Ryan Reynolds starred in Green Lantern. Back in 2011, Ryan Reynolds was an up-and-coming actor looking to establish himself as a Hollywood A-lister. And with the success of Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds would have become unstoppable. But instead, the movie bombed, and Reynolds became unhireable for a while because he was running on a hot streak of superhero flops. First, the Blade Trinity bombed. Then X-Men Origins Wolverine butchered Deadpool by covering his mouth. And finally, Green Lantern dug a coffin for Ryan's career. But luckily for him, he was able to turn things around by allegedly leaking the Deadpool tape. From that moment onwards, he never looked back and went on to star in multiple successful projects including Deadpool 2, The Atom Project, and Red Notice. But the Green Lantern IP didn't share the same fate as Warner Bros. Could not reuse the character properly. Zack Snyder had a plan to bring a Green Lantern back into the mix, but he wasn't allowed to do that because Warner Bros. Was coming up with an HBO Max Green Lantern series. Then that series also didn't happen when James Gunn became the president of DC Studios. Now he is coming up with his own true detective-style Lantern series, which will feature Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart in the lead. But what happened to the original plans of Green Lantern 2? Why is it that Warner Bros. Never went through with the sequel to Reynolds' Green Lantern? After all, they had set it up with the perfect post-credits scene of Sinestro wearing the yellow ring. So, even if Green Lantern had a rocky start, they could have fixed things with a sequel. But that didn't happen because of multiple reasons. The first reason was Green Lantern's box office failures. First of all, Green Lantern was produced on a massive budget of $200 million. That is already a huge number. But upon watching the film, you'd see why the production cost was so high. Every Green Lantern in the film wore a CGI suit. And several other characters, including the Alien Lanterns and Parallax, were created using CGI as well. So naturally, the film was always going to be expensive because of these unintelligent decisions taken by the creatives. But on top of the $200 million spent on production, Warner Bros. Spent around $175 million on marketing. So to recover the cost, Green Lantern needed to be insanely successful. It needed to make over $700 million probably just to break even. But it ended up grossing just $219 million worldwide. Out of that, they would have took home a revenue of around $120 million, and the rest would have gone to the theater chains. Another $45 million was added to the total revenue through home video sales. So, the total revenue only came to around $165 million. Ultimately, Warner Bros. Lost around $200 million on Green Lantern. And that basically killed the brand. This aspect alone would be enough to cancel any sequel plans. But the second reason we never got Green Lantern 2 was because of critical verdict. It wasn't just fans who hated the film. The critics called it a colossal failure, as it got a 26% rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes. There were so many negative reviews that you'd almost lose count of them. So, it wasn't a scenario where the critics loved the film, while the fans didn't know about it. With the kind of money that Warner Bros. Spent on advertising the movie, everyone should have heard of it. Maybe, just maybe, the critics could have saved the movie by giving it some good reviews. But nobody could have done anything because the film was so bad. And the third reason for no Green Lantern 2 was that along with the fans and critics, even Ryan Reynolds hated the film. He has been very vocal about disliking Green Lantern. He hated the fact that he had to wear a motion capture suit during the entire production. And he, along with the entire fandom, thought that it was just a dumb idea to make the Green Lantern suit completely CGI. Even the mask was created with VFX, which felt fake throughout the film. Reynolds even made fun of this CGI aspect of Green Lantern and Deadpool.
And please don't make the super suit green. Or animated.
And his Green Lantern jokes have not ended to this date. Reynolds totally hated being a part of this career-killing movie and did not want to return for a sequel. In fact, he saw the movie for the first time 10 years after its release in 2021, and this was a time when he was buzzing over his aviation gig. So, he kinda enjoyed his time during the watch. Originally, Green Lantern was supposed to begin DC's shared universe, but with the atomic bomb that Green Lantern was, Warner Bros. Thought of starting fresh with Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. Fun fact, Zack Snyder considered bringing Ryan Reynolds back as Green Lantern in his Justice League movies, but as I told you earlier, he wasn't allowed to use the character. So his talks with Ryan Reynolds never went ahead. Now to conclude the video, I'd say that despite the cool casting and setup of Sinestro, there was no interest shown by any party to return for Green Lantern 2. Warner Bros. Had to save their money, and Ryan Reynolds had to save his career. So they all got as far away from the Green Lantern as they could. Okay, that's all for now. Would you have liked to see a Green Lantern sequel with Ryan Reynolds? Or are you excited that Warner Bros. Is coming with a new Lantern series on HBO Max? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.